So in this video, we're going to add panels to a system, which is straightforward, but there's a couple of settings you do need to be aware of. Okay, I'll just take you back overhead on this property. So you've got your bearings. This is the south facing. It's actually an east-west split. So we're going to put panels on the area that's most affected by trees, just to show you the effect. So all you're going to do, add panels and start popping them on. It is easier to pop them on before you end up with the trees, because you end up clicking on the trees and all sorts, and it gets a bit frustrating, to say the least. In this case, I'm going to add as many as I can, switch them to landscape, start in the centre and work out. You've got to love open soul, aren't you? That's tight, but it's accepting it. Just, it's not magic. So that's our initial array sorted. We'll pop them all on. We know we're going to be putting them on there as well. It should be exactly the same. So add panels, portrait in them. Start from the top, because that's where obviously you're getting most daylight. Pop them on. I know I'm going to be switching, so I'm going to add some landscape panels. I know it's going to be 4 in the bottom row. Click save. So it's a good idea to do this before you put your trees on, because you want to know that the array is set up properly. So I can see that it is generating absolutely fine. All the panels are generating absolutely fine. So what I want to check is that they're sat on the roof effectively. They're not standing off. They're generating, so that's your second point to check, which they are. Another little setting, if you just click on an array, you'll see this ground clearance. Now, sometimes you can add a bit of ground clearance. You'll notice at the top that they're not generating anything. Sometimes, if you just tweak that a little bit between 0.2 and 0.3, it does lift them off ever so slightly, enough to get the generation figures working. But luckily for me in this instance, the auto elevation's done its job, and all the panels are generating absolutely fine. Okay, so hit save. And now we're going to add our tree line. So again, just have a look back in Google Earth. Have a look at the 3D model. So these are particularly high, and then it gets really bushy around the back. So we're going to try and model that as best we can. It's not going to end in a great result for this property, but there you go. So I prefer to do this from above. So I'm going to do this section first, which I felt like were a little bit lower. So again, I'm just going to add tools. This time we've got a tree, and I'm going to start with the lower trees. So now what you'll see, I can make that tree higher, wider, etc., etc. You can start moving the tree around. And I think once you've done one tree, the trick then is to just check it, the distance away from the actual array. I think I can actually go higher there. Okay, so once you've got one tree, best thing to do is just duplicate it, move them around, duplicate it, set them around, check from above that I'm in the right spot. Yep. Duplicate that one, bring it in, and then duplicate that one, and I'm going to start over there. Duplicate. And just check what I'm getting, and check it against Google Earth. So they're really high on this side, aren't they? Hopefully this customer does have access to some tree loppers. That'd help. And then we get high on the side as well, don't we? So you can mess about with that, and you've got your design pretty much mirroring what we see on Google Earth as best you can. All right, you've just got to be honest. All right, as I said, you can get this done in a variety of ways. You can be asking the homeowner to provide images and video. Obviously, visit yourself. There's lots of options. The idea is you just need to do the absolute best job you can. Because EPVS will spot the trees; they're not stupid, and you know they'll tell you that you need to make adjustments. Let that load, save it up. All right. And look at the generation, it's plummeted. It's absolutely plummeted. And that's fair comment, isn't it? So now what you want to do is highlight the array. See what I say about the trees. The trees do start to affect things. Get rid of a tree. Highlight the array. And what we're going to do, we're going to zoom out a bit. Just change the angle. And what we can see then, if we scroll down, we go into shading. We can see the actual impact of these trees. So in March, from 8 AM, the trees are affecting this array massively. It does get better towards lunchtime, but then after lunchtime, obviously that array is no longer in use, and that's where your west-facing array will pick up things. And you just want to look at what this array is going to perform at and get an idea. It's not actually the end of the world, you know, and you can show the customer that as well. It's a good tool to have. So then what you're going to do is scroll around, click off that, highlight your opposite side array, check the shading on that. And what you should have is the maps further over to the latter part of the day, which is correct, isn't it? So again, you can check what's happening. It is a bit more, so it's got a clear run at it. There's no trees sort of after lunch. It might be that these trees just make your east side, depending if they've been chopped or not, completely like unusable, in which case you just get rid of them. And maybe the best option for this customer is more battery storage and to have the array on the west, because that has more of a clear run at the sun. So I hope that helps. Building an array on a 3D model, adding shading, checking the shading, and making a decision based on ultimately the figures that system produces. Okay. One side note is it's only actually covering 30% of this customer's usage. I think I put 5,000 units in. So these are all you need to check when making a decision for that customer.